Burger Boys Worldwide.
He's standing in front of the net with about 8 inches of his shaft in his hand.
And Burgers is all about them rules. Burgers were good to me, they're good to you.
And Crosby just whacked it off with his left hand.
Burger Boys Worldwide.
You're an announcer with a long stick from time to time.
And for me, the secret of burger is in the blends.
Come on, son, let's hear a band.
Not doing it, Dad.
I got my boys, I got my burgers, that's all I got. I need to hear a band.
Bam! Bam! Welcome back to another episode of the Burger Boys Fantasy Hockey Podcast. We're back after a thrilling week of hockey. We're into the thick of it now, I think, Yags.
The season is well underway at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 weeks done in fantasy hockey, and things are looking good. It's fun. Hockey's fun for some teams. Hockey's fun for other teams. But anyways, how you doing, Yags?
Oh, we're getting by over here. How about you?
Not bad. I'm feeling good after tonight. I mean, I had a piss poor effort in fantasy football, but my hockey effort at the end of the day really helped out. I'm wearing a Anze Kopitar LA Kings jersey, one that my mom got me for my birthday when I was like, I don't know, probably like 14, or when you're like a kid and you just like random players. The reason I'm wearing it is because the LA Kings helped me out tonight, so I figured I'd put on the old Anze Kopitar. It's a nice one, right? With it's the crown and the purple. It's actually got a bit of like a sparkle to it.
Hey, good on you for still fitting into that thing that you got when you were 14.
Yeah, dude. I mean, my mom got me it. I was a pretty big boy, right? But large. I got it large. She got me. It was big when she bought it for sure, 100%. But yeah, no. But anyways, how you doing? You have any good burgers lately?
I'm wearing my shirt backwards to start off the show. That's great.
Oh, yeah, you better flip that out. We're professional, right? We got sponsorships seeking us now.
I'm like, what's going on with my collar here? It feels all tight and just wearing it backwards.
Yeah, man. I was just saying, like, we got sponsorships. Like, we got guys coming towards us for sponsorships now. Like, we got to be professional here, Yags. Keep that shirt on
we're
right.
big league now.
Yeah.
It's on right now.
Yeah, I know. It's good.
Just started it. Which means I wore it all day like this as well.
Yeah.
Not a great look.
Oh, you just realized it.
Just realized it now.
I guess when you're behind a camera, it'll you actually get a look at yourself. Get a look at your ugly mug.
Yeah, exactly. Realize your shirt's not on the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, you have any good burgers lately this week, or no burgers this week, or what's the burger situation?
No burgers this week, and I think it really showed in my result this week.
Yeah. That sucks. That's tough. I went to Red Robin. I had one burger. Went to Red Robin. Red Robin's usually got good burgers. But I wasn't very hungry. So I got like this, like they're called tavern burgers there, and I'll tell you what, it was not a very good burger. So I was kind of, I had it. I was rolling into a big matchup to the end of this week, obviously rivalry week, and somehow the burger gave me enough strength to pull out the dub. But my opponent, he was having an A&W burger today too, so I had to fend off that. Like it's insane that I was able to pull off the win for that, but we'll get into that later. But it wasn't the greatest burger. It was actually kind of cold too, but I mean, I don't really complain a whole lot.
Did you get the onion ring tower while you were there?
No, I didn't. I wasn't that hungry, right? Like, we had just had a big breakfast, and then Courtney's like, oh, like her friend was in town, and they have a kid too, so it was kind of last minute kind of lunch thing. So I did not. But yeah, no, Red Robin's usually got good burgers. Like when you get them off of like they're usually pretty top notch. I don't mind a Red Robin burger, that's for sure. They're greasy, and it's Red Robin. It's just they got lots of options there. But I chose obviously the shittiest burger on the menu.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah. Now I know not to have that burger again. Or maybe I do because it gave me good luck. Maybe I only have to have that shitty burger.
Maybe it's on your side.
Yeah, maybe. Anyways, around the league this week, the NHL. I can't really think of things off the top of my head, but couple minor things. Frozen Frenzy is back Tuesday. Frozen Frenzy is where all the teams play on one night. It's Tuesday night. They have staggered starts. They did this last year. It had big success, and they kind of ramp it up like it's a red zone, but in the nighttime. So it's not even like teams don't even start it's not like they're starting at 10 a.m. It's starting at I think it's 3 p.m. The first game kicks off with the Capitals and the Philadelphia Flyers at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and then it ends with the Kings and the Vegas Golden Knights at 8 o'clock start time. So all games, all 32 teams, 16 games, one night. Frozen Frenzy. I don't know where they're airing it. Probably TNT, whatever.
Probably on 10 different streaming services.
Yeah. So I think actually TSN did it last year, or not TSN, Sportsnet. I think they ended up doing. They aired in Canada. They usually air the American version, which is TNT. I think. But I'm not sure who's hosting it. Last year was what's his name? Buccigross.
Buccigross.
Yeah, Buccigross and Kevin Weeks, I think. So we'll see. They had good success. I'm wondering if they're doing it more than once this year. It seems pretty early on in the season to do this, but it's kind of a cool night. I don't know what that means for what Monday's looking like for games. Maybe there's one game on, and
there's
Wednesday,
one game tomorrow.
and then is there one game probably Wednesday?
Yeah, one game.
Yeah, so
one game Monday, 16 games Tuesday.
Lineups are gonna look a little rough. Well, I'm this really isn't that great for fantasy hockey because you're just not gonna have any starters for Monday or Wednesday, but you'll have prominent players on your bench on Tuesday. But it's fun for the NHL, and it's something to tune into, right? Where they're covering all the games, you just tune into it. And then it gives you a good fantasy perspective too. If your guys score goals, you can see it the moment it happens.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes for them.
Couple other things. The Nashville Predators, they're 0-5 this year. Starting off rough, real rough. You were kind of hit the you had mentioned the whole Steven Stamkos situation. You didn't. I was actually on board with you as well, but I'll give you credit because you're the one that brought it up, and you brought it up multiple times. Whereas you did not like that contract. You thought it was gonna really bite them in the ass, and it's looking like it is.
It wasn't so much that, I think, as I had mentioned that this group might come out slow out of the gate because they brought in a bunch of new pieces. Might take them a while to gel together and start feeling comfortable out there. And based on the start, I think I was spot on with that.
Yeah. Unlike Nashville Predators, so they're 0-5, man. They've got 10 goals for, 23 goals against. Usually they're a very defensive-orientated team with a really stellar goaltender. Obviously, UC Soros gets that big contract heading into this season. You kind of expected at least a win by now, but yeah, they're sitting at the bottom of the standings, 32, 05 and 0. I mean, they'll climb. Maybe they just need another U2 concert to not attend. But the big thing is they're 0-4 at home too. They've had 4 home games out of those 5 games.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's some good players on that team, but it might be an issue of gelling together and figuring out how to play with each other. Yeah, no. Once again, Jaeger outwits the public. Everybody's all Stanley Cup contender with the team, and it might not happen as quickly as you think it will.
Yeah. A couple other teams that we talked about last week where they were winless, obviously the Canucks, the Colorado Avalanche, and the Edmonton Oilers. They ended up getting all those teams ended up getting 2 wins apiece. So they're kind of looking a little bit better than they were originally. I mean, better than 0-5, that's for sure. The teams that are like playing stellar, you got New Jersey Devils at 5-2-1. Maybe not stellar because they've played 8 games compared to the rest of the league. But you also got the Winnipeg Jets here. They're starting off 5-0 for first time in franchise history. Winnipeg, man, you can't write them off. It seems like they're always going to be a good team. Who knows if they're going to be good in the playoffs? But they're buzzing for sure. Dallas Stars 5-1-0, and then New York Rangers and the Calgary Flames are both 4-0 as well. Utah Hockey Club's had a couple losses since we last talked, but they're still 4-1-1. Actually, Minnesota Wild are 3-0-2. But yeah.
Haven't lost in regulation yet.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically the standings and what teams are kind of going right now and what teams aren't. Any big shockers? Obviously, we talked about the Nashville Predators and whatever, but yeah, I don't. I think we kind of already went over the shockers.
Well, Calgary being 4-0 is a pretty big shocker.
That is true.
Not a lot of people expected them to be very good this year.
I feel like they'll probably come down to earth. I can't see the longevity of their roster holding on.
But enjoy the ride while it's there.
Exactly. If you're from Calgary or a Calgary fan, just enjoy it. But yeah, no. Right on. What else did I have for NHL? That Rutger McGorty. I don't know if you're familiar with the whole Rutger McGorty saga. Winnipeg Jets.
I am familiar.
Yeah, Winnipeg Jets prospect. He basically refused to sign with them because he wanted guaranteed playing time with Winnipeg. So in the offseason, they shipped him off for us, Braden Yeager. Shout out to Braden Yeager. A real NHL player. I'm not
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. His name is Braden. First name Braden, last name Yeager. He's basically, if you combine Yeager and my hockey talent and put it into one and made an ultimate player, that's basically what you get, right?
Might be the greatest.
So they shipped Rutger McGorty off to Pittsburgh. Not a very good team, Pittsburgh Penguins. And Rutger McGorty was, he was supposed to be kind of like this, huge blue chip prospect, sort of a fan favorite in Winnipeg until basically he demanded a trade. And then, boom, this week he was shipped down to the minors, which is what he didn't want with the Winnipeg Jets, and he got shipped down to the minors with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He just wasn't good. The height just couldn't handle the pressure, I guess. He'll be back. I think he'll be back for sure at one point, but I guess he came back to Winnipeg today. I played the game this afternoon, and the fans were shouting, chanting, "Where is Rucker? Where is Rucker?" So you got to feel for that kid when I mean, good on the Jets and the Jets fans. Having a little fun with it. I think might bite him in the ass one day, but this Braden Yeager kid is actually like supposed to be pretty good too. So
he might be the greatest.
Yeah, he might be the greatest. So it was kind of a solid 1-for-1. People probably ranked Rucker McGordy a little bit better than Braden Yeager, but both of them are in the minors. So yeah. I guess so. How the Fanatics took over the jerseys this year.
Yep.
We had did you see the first failure?
There's been so many, I can't even keep up with it.
Well, this one happened today. Vitek Vanacek's name was spelt wrong, so I don't know if you played the whole game as Vanacek, but yeah, they replaced. It's Vanacek, but they had it as Vanacek. So I mean, it's a tough name, I guess, but I feel like if you're the main jersey supplier for the NHL, you got to be on the ball and have these names right.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of Fanatics jerseys that are like sold, and they're all messed up. I didn't realize one actually happened in a game.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Is that not the equipment guys that are putting the names on the back? Do we know that?
I don't know 100%. I don't have my sources. But anyway, I'm looking at a picture here. I wish I could show it to you, but it's he's for sure in warm-ups at least. I don't know if they fixed. Fuck. All right, sorry about that, guys. I recorded my shop, so I had the compressor on, and then it just popped on. Anyways, yeah, no, he's clearly in warm-ups right now. I don't know if he played the whole game with it. I mean, I don't know. I guess it would be the equipment manager's fault as well. He plays for the San Jose Sharks, so I mean, their fans probably wouldn't know the difference, anyways. And he's not even a very good goaltender, anyways.
Yeah, I say the equipment manager thinks I it's at least with like the trade deadline acquisitions, you always see those videos of them putting the or like the new numbers and the letters on.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what happened here, or maybe they get. But who knows?
But Fanatics will take the flack for it for sure.
With what they've done with jerseys that are being sold to people.
Yeah.
Terrible job, like mistake after mistake.
Yeah.
So we'll put the blame on them.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Las Vegas Golden Knights play-by-play announcer. His name is Jesus Lopez, or Jesus Lopez, not sure. Reveals he fled death threats in Mexico. Cool.
Sick. Shout out Jesus, friend of the show.
I'm looking at this now here, and Philip Broberg, your boy from Edmonton, the offer sheet. He's off to a rocking start. He's got 1 goal, 5 assists for 6 points, plus 6 point per game, or all in 6 games. The guy's off to a rocking start. He's looking pretty good, man. See if he could consistently get it up, but it would be a tough loss for the Edmonton Oilers.
If you actually give the kid ice time and he actually turns out to be good.
Your boy Jake Sanderson, or you don't have him anymore, eh?
No.
Yeah, he's off to a good start too. 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points in 5 games.
Yeah, good player.
Man, the goaltending in Colorado has been insanely bad, eh? You're a Gorgiev guy.
I drafted Gorgiev, yeah.
Usually he get you wins, and that's like nice. but he's been not good. They finally started Justice.
Georgiev literally has negative points on the season.
It's like absolutely insane.
Like the worst goalie ever. Send him to prison.
Yeah. So that's been Colorado's downfall. And it was like this last year too a little bit, but at least he was still getting the wins. But now it's just been like they lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets, man. Like that's crazy.
But that was on Johnny Gaudreau night, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. Nobody was winning that game. Yeah.
Nobody's winning that game.
Yeah. What else we got here? It's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I don't think there's any big news on NHL side. I mean, we're just starting the league, so there's no trades or anything kind of happening. No one's really signing.
No big Leafs news.
I think when we recorded last week, Austin Matthews was goalless. I think he's got 2 goals now in the season.
That means you got 2 goals last week.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Probably 3 games. That's not.
It's not bad. I know that's what I'm saying, but like that's the big news I would think for the Leafs. I think they're playing a fairly good defensive style hockey right now, is what I'm kind of taking. I really haven't heard much, to be honest with you. Usually you get bombarded with Leafs news. Like right now they're 3-2-0. Obviously one of their losses was that first loss, the shutout, Montembeault shutout, where he saved like 46 shots or whatever. But I think they're playing. Yeah, like they only have 11 goals against this season. They've had 15 goals for. I think their Berube's got them playing a pretty defensive style hockey, which is maybe what they need.
It's 5 games. Like you'd expect some big Nick Robertson news right about now.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know if Joseph Wool's even playing yet. I think it's still Stallers and some other guy.
Yeah, well, it's to be some good Matthew Knees. There's got to be some Matthew Knees news as well.
I haven't heard nothing from the Knees lately. You know, that's what I mean. Like I'm usually bombarded by Toronto news that I can bring to the podcast every week, but I just gotta start looking at their forums, I guess.
Nothing on the Mitchie Marnie contract extension news?
No, I haven't heard anything. I usually talk to Elliot Friedman usually around this time. He's got nothing there. Sidney Crosby recorded 1,600 points this week. I think Malkin also did something too, I think.
I can't remember, but I do remember the 1,600. That's a lot of points. I mean, Sid's a first ballot Hall of Fame kind of guy, one of the best.
Yeah.
It's funny how we all love Sid now. Everybody loves Sid now. Everybody just hated his guts.
Yeah, exactly. But we're older, right? We understand, you know. Jake Ottinger of the Dallas Stars signed an 8-year, $8.25 million contract, same as Jeremy Swayman's. So Jeremy Swayman kind of set the bar there. As I feel like I'm more confident in signing Ottinger because of the workload he's had in the past to that contract rather than Swayman. But I mean, Swayman's all right. I think they'll both be good contracts going forward. But
yeah, I mean, Ottinger's your goalie in Dallas. You know, young guy came up in the system. He's there for the long haul.
Yeah, Gino scored 500 goals this past week.
Oh, pretty good number.
Yeah,
good number for Gino.
And Ovechkin, not on the goal. We didn't talk nothing on the goals. Here 1 sec. We got Andre jumping in. Right on. Andre just joined the podcast. How's it going, Andre?
Oh, it's going pretty good actually. It's going real well.
Yeah.
Real well.
Yeah.
Good week of fantasy.
Yeah.
Good battles in fantasy, so can't complain.
So it's the first time on the podcast this year in a while, actually. I mean, you used to be a producer on this thing.
Yeah, it's been a minute coming out of retirement. You
Yeah.
gotta come out and dust off the old mics every once in a while.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good to have you on because it's a pretty prominent episode. I guess we'll head into it. I forgot what we were just talking about the NHL news. We haven't hit the matchups yet, but I know we only got you for a little bit. You can't stay on too long, but a couple things we'd want to go over with you is obviously our matchup, and then the preview of Yags matchup. You and Yags are playing this week. So
Yeah, I feel like that early season gauntlet right off the hop. So
yeah, who did you play in week one?
Big matchups.
I actually don't remember. I think it was Marner's. It was Marner's.
Yeah.
Actually, so it wasn't that gauntlet-y, but
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yeah. So I think
it's funny because it just seems like in the earlier years it was like you'd have these easy wins and there's just like no such thing anymore. Everyone's pretty into it, and I think you need to be. So
yeah, like right off the hop, we'll get into it when we go over our matchup. I'll get more into it, but I guess now let's head into the matchups. Are you thinking you could stay for probably reviewing all the rivals, and then we'll just hit up yours and Yags? Yeah, and then we'll let you go. Okay,
sounds good.
So first matchup, do we want to start off with a couple easy ones, and then we'll save the last two for the ones that ended today, basically that took till today. So let's go on from the bottom of the list to the top this time.
Okay.
So first matchup: Sedin in Limbo versus keeper Hardly Knower. I mean, longtime friends. Sedin, like we went over this in the rivalry week. This is the big rivals. These guys known each other. This is the reason why keeper's in the league is from Jensen. This was a big hitter matchup. Obviously, crazy result. Actually, considering the teams and where they're at, Sedin in Limbo takes the win at 426 versus keeper Hardly Knower's 385.5. Any big shockers, boys?
I mean, the result is a little bit of a shocker. I can't remember who we picked.
Yeah, I don't remember.
This is probably something we should have.
I bet one of you guys picked one and the other picked the other. So that seems to be how you guys roll.
You're probably right.
I believe I rode the A&W because we got the big, obviously the A&W shout out to A&W and the big sponsorship we announced last week. What do you think about that, Andre? Pretty big.
That's pretty slick. Yeah, I was messaging Jans and everywhere afterwards saying that I was going for it for sure.
Yeah. No, that's pretty sweet.
I said I'd probably just end up taking Braden anyway.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, but it's, who won the ticket, right? But, no, definitely exciting news. A shout out to A&W and shout out to Jensen for that. And you know what? He gets the big podcast, man. He might win his own. His own tickets.
Yeah,
like, what happens if he wins his own tickets? We should have asked him that question.
That would have been a great question to throw in there.
Yeah. So Sedin in Limbo. This is the situation with these two teams is keeper Hardly Knower is in a rebuilding kind of year, I guess, with McDavid. I don't know how that's possible, but he didn't make the playoffs last year, but had a lot of high draft capital, and now he starts the year 0-2. It's tough to start the year 0-2 when you've had such a bad year last year.
It's not the best place to start out your season, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That happens to him, and City digs himself back into 1-1. The big win, good amount of points too. Just looking at the number there, 426.
Yeah.
To keepers 385. I mean, a pretty good week. Looking at the numbers, top 5, I think, on the week.
He's got a solid team, and it's nice having that Ross Colton He put up a huge week, scoring 65 points. So, I mean, you're getting 65 points from one person. That's pretty huge. And obviously having two starting goaltenders and Markstrom and Anderson, makes a difference too. So,
yeah, no, for sure. Like that's the thing I've noticed with these teams that didn't have the draft capital. They're getting these guys like Nick, Sedin in Limbo, Rototiller. They're getting these guys that were drafted super late, but like they're like these depth guys that are usually on someone's roster, or they're on that waiver wire pickup thing every year, and they got them, and they drafted them, and they're performing so far. I mean, it's only 2 weeks, but good on Sedin and Limbo to take a win, and obviously it's rivalry week, and he took that and ran with it, right? Love to see it. A lot of the matchups I thought this week, aside from one, I think. What day did you, Andre? You sent a message in the chat like on the Friday or whatever, and when you sent that message,
it's like Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, when you sent that matchup, I looked at it all, and every matchup was close aside from I think Marners and Dirty Dancers, and -1 and Flyhammers. So
yeah.
But yeah, anything more on this matchup?
Not too much on my end.
Right on.
I mean, it's just seeing Sedin in Limbo in his quote unquote rebuilding year, still put up a 426. It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely love to see it. Next matchup, we got Larry Love and Pickle Peppers. Andre, you know these two guys. You know they're bitter rivals. Akon boys.
Yep.
I don't know if they had any money on it, but usually they put a little side money on it. Pickle Peppers ends up taking the win. Shout out to Pickle Peppers as our first 420. Actually, I'm looking at it now. We got 2 420 Burger Boys of the week within 0.75 and 0.25 of 420. Wow.
Yeah, right in the slot there.
Yeah. But anyways, Pickle Peppers hits a 420 or 419.25. Obviously, I think within one we always say is worth 420 Burger Boy of the week. But Pickle Peppers beats Larry Love. Larry Love put up 383. I think Larry Love made it close in the end of in the last day today. I think I seen like he picked up like 4 people this morning or something.
That's what I was gonna say. It's nice to see Larry Love like battling right to the end because he was making moves this morning still. So,
but not enough to solidify it for sure. Sidney Crosby with 41.25 fantasy points for Pickle Peppers. Kevin Fiala 45.5. Sam Reinhart 66.75. A couple bangers for and like nothing in his goaltenders. Holy. Wow, that's bad goaltending stats. So you got 9 points from Urson, -4.5 from Cam Talbot, and 6 points from Stuart Skinner on the week.
Nothing from his goaltending, but enough to get him by up to 2-0. Pepper, somebody who's always seems to be a factor, always seems to ice a good team together, and he's doing it again. He's starting out 2-0 here.
Yeah,
just goes in, does his job. Larry sliding down to 0-2 to start the year. You don't like to start the year that way. Yeah. See if Larry can pull himself out. We've seen it before with Larry where he kind of gets behind the 8 ball and can't seem to get himself out of it. Hopefully he's able to right the ship here soon this year.
Yeah. Anything more on that one, guys? Okay, West Coast Express versus Rototiller. Man, Rototiller.
Speaking of surprising 2-0s.
Like, come on.
Pulling out the win.
Surprising 0-2 as well. West Coast Express now. Not putting up points.
And not that surprising.
It's not that surprising, but he has made the playoffs 2 straight years. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's still Gator.
It's still Gator. This was, what did you call this, Yanks?
I believe the term was retard bowl.
And the rototiller, he wins the retard bowl. Awesome.
I mean, this result is just peak retard bowl. I mean, 385 to 297. Not a lot of points in the win. Very much not a lot of points in the loss there.
Yeah.
Rototiller just somehow gets out of this one 2-0. Gator. What
So
are we doing
awesome.
with Gator's team? I mean,
I don't know. At this point, man, you start 0-2 and you're not putting up points. You want to kind of look ahead, and you know Rototiller is probably not going to top 400 most weeks, but he probably will. Just that's how invested he is in this.
he'll figure it out somehow.
Yeah, but you think you got a pretty good chance to take on Rototiller, right? And you fall absolutely flat. You don't even make it close. You almost get 100 burgered. Like, this is I'd be good on Rototiller. You know, I was thinking about this at the start of the year. It might not be fun if Rototiller doesn't make the play. If Rototiller's shit, like what's gonna happen to the league, right? But you know what? He's
I guess we'll never know.
yeah, we'll never know. He's always gonna be good. Maybe not good, but he knows how to win. He knows how to dig deep and win.
He will always be in the mix. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Just finds his way in there.
Yeah, what was our term back when Andre was as the producer? We had the Patty Boys. He was, and our rule was if you're anywhere within one, with one win of
I think it was
Rototiller,
2 wins. Actually.
2 wins, yeah,
it was
something like
2
that.
wins, yeah.
Then you're a Patty Boy, and it's a Rototiller, man. I mean, he's more than a Patty Boy right now. He's top echelon of the league at 2-0.
He's flying high right now.
It's like an open faced burger at this point.
Yeah, for sure. No, good on him. He didn't have to do a whole lot of chirping. He did chirp a little bit, but
Of course he did.
yeah. And just like you predicted, empty responses from West Coast Express.
Yeah, empty response both on and off the ice
Yeah,
for West Coast Express this week. I briefly glanced at it, I think this morning or Saturday. Had guys that were on the IR sitting in his roster. It's like,
what are you doing?
what are we doing here,
Come on,
man?
bud.
Yeah,
What you doing?
pull it up. Like, I know he listens to this podcast. Like, I don't know if he doesn't cue in, but get your lineup sorted out. You're only 1-0. I think he drafted an all right roster, enough to be competitive. Start managing that thing, man. Get it back on track. You're early in the season. There's a lot of teams 2-0, and there's a lot of teams 0-2. So
He just listens to the podcast for entertainment purposes and
yeah,
doesn't look at his team.
yeah.
Just listening to it. Who's this West Coast Express guy and why is his team so bad?
Yeah.
Any more on this one or?
Yeah, I mean, we can't stroke Rototiller off anymore. I mean, he'll have an aneurysm.
Hey, you got to cap it off.
Yeah.
Next matchup, we got Aho. Let's go again. 490.5 versus
Dominant.
just an absolute dominant. Like, he was. I said this last podcast. He's pissed. He lost the finals to Mac-O-Lantern last year. Even though Mac-O-Lantern's not that great this year, he's just gonna beat him and beat the shit out of him, and that's what he did. He beats Mac-O-Lantern 490.5 to 366. 200 burgers him, or 100 burgers plus change. Just absolute thrashing. And I don't know what to do about this guy. Like, he's just good.
He's inevitable at this point.
It's what you want. You want people that are just good. Challenge yourself, right?
And he's never not been good. It's crazy. 2-0. He doesn't even have Aho anymore.
No, doesn't have his team's namesake. Still gets the job done. Nick 1-1. I mean, we don't have a lot of 1-1 teams, so
Yeah.
still probably ends up in the playoff mix.
Yeah.
See where he goes from here. I think he's got the stones to put it together to mount some sort of title defense. See how it goes for him, but it's clear once again, no stopping Aho.
Except for last year in the finals, but McElhender's team was loaded up though for that reason.
Yeah, he was ready for it.
Yeah. Anything more on this matchup?
Nothing.
Okay, we got Marner's Millions. Another shout out, 420 Burger Boy of the week. Marner's Millions got 419.75. He was 0.25 off of a pure 420 Burger Boy, but you gotta love it. He takes down Dirty Dancers. This is the Maple Leafs rivalry, and 100 burgers him. Dirty Dancers.
Yeah, just
Shambles again.
clears him out. Yeah, it seems like the cup hangover has run into a second season for Dirty Dancers right off the bat.
Yeah.
He had all those draft picks. Remember this happened like, what, was it 2 years ago? Something? Dirty Dancers had all the picks, or was it last year? He had all the picks and had like a real crap start.
No, last year he won it was his Stanley Cup hangover.
Right.
So he was just shit.
Right. It was the year before that when he was crap. And I think that was the second year of a rebuild as well. Like it was the second rebuilding year in a row.
And then he won.
And then, he pulled it off.
Yeah.
So
who knows? Maybe he'll turn the ship here. He's got some good prominent players. I think with Dirty Dances, he just doesn't quite utilize the managerial aspect of the league where you add and drop guys. Like I know on my team, I love having at least 1 to 2 spots where I can just drop guys. I just don't get attached to 2 players just to filter guys in and out. I mean, that's just the way I do it. I'm not saying to do it, but it just gives me a little bit more flexibility. Congrats to Marner's Millions. He needed this. I think we were dogging his team right off the last 2 podcasts. Marner's Millions is proving the podcast wrong here.
Yeah, moves up to 1-1. It gets himself in the mix there. That's all you can really ask for is to get in the mix and see where it goes.
Yeah. Next matchup, we got Dash 1 versus Flyhammer, the expansion boys. These guys are, they're brothers, expansion brothers. They don't know each other, but we kind of thought we could kick off a nice rivalry. Flyhammer did not show up. The lowest point total of the week. Little piece of humble pie, as he said. He also said he had pumpkin pie, so it was all good.
It balances out.
Yeah.
But dinosaurs and something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Dash 1, no. Guys, this guy might be for real.
He's starting off on the right foot.
Yeah, putting up points too. It's like last week and this week, it's been putting up points, and I'd be pretty happy if I had his team for sure. One thing, he got Nikita Kucherov 5th overall. I'm one of the guys that passed on Kucherov for Pasternak. You passed on him technically for Draisaitl, but I think anyone would have picked Draisaitl over Kucherov. I think that will end up evening out eventually, but Kucherov's just on a tear right now. He had 50 points this week, and he was also on a tear his first week. He's leading the league in goals. He's got a goal every game, pretty much. I'm pretty sure. But that was a nice gift for him to take at 5. Sam Bennett's been a workhorse for him. Anton Lundell, and then you get a nice performance out of this Kastelik guy from Boston. He's not even on his roster anymore. But yeah, no. He actually, Philip Gustafson scored a goal this week, but he was on his bench.
I don't think the Yahoo counts the goalie goals and assists.
Oh, really? Oh, right. They don't
Yep.
count the assists. I forgot about that. That's so stupid. And there's no way we can change it.
There is no way we can change it. I'm pretty sure I found this out. This was years ago, where like I lost a matchup by like a couple points, and my goalie had an assist, and it didn't register in.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty heartbroken over that one, but I've gotten over it since.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Dash One starts off great. I mean, he's got a good team out of the gate. Flyhammer, good first week, bad second week. Week 3, I think, put some pressure on him. See where he really ends up with the mix of things here.
Yeah. Like one thing.
This is like the best time. I would say this is the best time to be as active as you can on the waiver wire, especially if you got those slots. Because I will say that Anton Lundell, who had a really good week for him, I actually had him on my roster at the end of the last week, and I had to make the tough decision to let him go because you got to make space for people, and I needed. I think it was actually on the Sunday last week, and I wanted to secure my win, and so I had to drop him to make sure I got the points that I needed because he was the odd man out. And you get that guy like that off the waiver wire, he puts up 41 points, and now he's ranked 9th in the league. So
crazy. It's funny when you look at rankings right now. You're like, how is this guy ranked number like 1 or whatever? Like
that's pretty funny.
Like. It's just like, what was that? Paul Cotter last week we were talking, or no? Was it Cotter? Who was the guy with the New Jersey Devils?
It was Paul Cotter. He was not ranked number 1 at one point in the season.
Yeah, but now he only scored 2 points last week for Flyhammer. After, so I mean, it'll even out. Goaltenders. There's some goaltenders there that are just like backups that are like ranked high because they had one good game or one good game in an average game.
Exactly.
But so you can't really look at rankings right now. Maybe closer to like week 4, week 3 for sure. It will give you a bit more accurate when guys get going. Like there's still guys on my team where I'm like, this guy's got to get going here. Like what's going on? Like it's only 2 weeks in.
Yep.
But yeah, no. Flyhammer, man, takes a massive loss there. 1-1 though to start off your expansion year. Not quite as good as Dash 1, but that I don't know if there'll be much rivalry there if Dash 1 just played with his food on this one.
Yeah, might become a bit one-sided if Dash 1 starts, keeps this momentum going and becomes a top team in the league this year.
Yeah.
Might be a little one-sided.
I also think Dash 1, he's totally already figured out the situation of like adding and just the whole mechanics of fantasy hockey. He's done it right off the hop. He's figured it out, whereas Flyhammer, he's just sort of learning from Darcy, Rototiller, and maybe like there's a little bit of lost translation. So he's figuring it out as he's going. Obviously, he's chatting, he's figuring things out. So I think the kinks will get worked out with Flyhammer as we move on.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Obviously, it's a learning. It's taken some guys 5 years to figure it out. Some guys, some would say, yeah, exactly. Some guys still haven't figured it out.
Yeah. Gator, Larry Love, maybe. Larry Love was good last year.
Not naming any names,
but yeah, no. Next matchup. This is a heartbreaker for our boy Yags.
This is not good. The fire alarm is loud over HQ here. Lose by 2.5 points. It does show he wins 406.5 to my 404. Not going to mention Cale Makar scoring a goal in the last minute of the last game.
Garbage
to give me my loss. To go up like 5-1 over the Sharks.
Was
Not
it
going to
an,
bring that up.
was it an empty netter or
Bring up the fact that Braden Conda willed it
I
into
know.
existence when he put it in the chat.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
felt bad
Not good.
about that. I didn't
Not
know
going to
if,
bring that up either.
I thought Yags was gonna. I thought Yags might have canceled the podcast tonight.
I thought about it. I really did think about it. But yeah, no, you talked earlier about guys that need to get going.
yeah,
My entire team
yeah.
just ass. I might just drop the whole team.
Well, you know, like
I think I have like 6 players on the can't cut list, but I might figure out how to drop them too.
yeah.
I have commissioner powers. I can technically drop them.
Like I'm looking at your team, and you didn't have a single banger of a player this week. You had a lot of 30 guys, like guys who scored 30 points in fantasy. You had Leon Draisaitl with 40 points, obviously, or 39.25, and then you also have Ilya Sorokin at 41.75, which are, I guess, are pretty banger guys like on the week. But what I'm saying is, like, you didn't have, like a 50 guy. Like you did put up 404 points, but like, yeah, you got to get guys going for sure. That's funny here. I'm reading Mark Stone. He had 3 assists on the week, but he only had 14.5 fantasy points for you.
Yeah, he's so good week 1 and then just not good week 2.
Well, I'm not really worried about your roster. I don't think.
That makes one of us.
I would be worried about your Gorgiev guy, though.
I'm not worried about him because I know he's just the worst goalie in the league.
Yeah, and Eustace. I mean, Eustace Anunen. Guy's got the best name in the league, maybe.
Yeah.
But it is a pretty... Well, second best. Braden Yeager's still number 1.
Yeah, Braden Yeager. We did talk about Braden Yeager earlier on the pod before he showed up, Andre. But I have some interesting tidbits about, or not interesting tidbits, just an interesting thing that I did with the assistant Noonan today when we get to my matchup. But yeah, second best name for sure. Yeah, no, but you know what? Enough talking about Yags. Let's talk about how the dust show just came out of nowhere. How many points was he down today, Yags?
It must have been like 40.
And then, can we see how many he actually scored today? He had a lot of guys going today, but like, were you worried at all, like that he would come back, and then you were like, "Oh shit!" Like you paid attention, and then you're like,
I was.
Oh yeah. 54 today.
He had 54 or just about 55, and I had 13.
Yeah.
And none of those are from goalies, so that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. We both had goalies on teams playing today, just neither of them got the start.
Yeah.
Go.
But no, a great comeback from the Dust show. Shows up Uncle. Hey buddy, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm your rival. Takes rivalry week from you. Soft spot for the Eggs. Did you talk to him at all through the week?
No.
No.
No, went to work, tried to handle business, clearly didn't handle it.
No. This is also right now, there is still a probability of a stat correction. 2 points is 2.5 points is quite a bit, but there's still a probability. We've seen it before, but 2 points is quite a bit.
Never know.
Never know. But yeah, no, the Dust Show kills it. Artemi Panarin, 48 points, 4 goals, 4 assists. Cale Makar, 2 goals, 6 assists, plus the game winner for the matchup. Tom Wilson, just unreal this week. 50 points, 4 goals, 1 assist. He had minus points from Blackwood, but Joey Decord with 36 points was his goaltender of the week. Dust Show takes rivalry week against Uncle.
I was surprised Georgiev actually put up positive points. I was going to look like how negative was he, and did it cost me my matchup by playing him?
Oh, no,
He's actually in the plus this week.
cost you your matchup by playing him because you could have played probably someone else off the waiver wire.
Probably, yeah. I could have picked a fourth liner up somewhere and they would have put up more points.
Or could have picked up Eustace.
Yeah, Eustace to Noonan.
Could have. I was out of ads.
Oh. I just noticed something on this next matchup here. I did not notice this, but Andre, you changed your team name.
Just now.
Just now? Okay, because I was like, what the heck's going on? I just noticed this. I love it. Anyways, boys, this is the matchup. Obviously, we got Andre on the pod for. I asked Andre to come on the pod even before we knew the results of this. So this was it was not like, oh, come on, a beat ya situation. It was gonna happen either way. But man, I got it done. I was down. What was I down, Andre? Most of the week I was down probably about 40 points.
You were down 50 points heading into Saturday.
Yeah. But it was like most of the week I just could not gain any ground on you. It was like you got off to a nice lead to start because you had a lot of good off days, guys, going. And it kind of screwed me. And then my Saturday, my guys just started coming on loose, and I was able to really catch. I basically evened it up, right? Took a minor lead.
Yeah, exactly. Like going into this today, I think we were like within a couple points of each other. I even took a screenshot this morning in the middle of the game. We had the exact same amount of points. So
Yeah.
I was about to text like, "Oh, we're destined for another tie." But
Yeah.
also, like, yeah, I knew if you picked a goalie up, then it would kind of put you over the top, and that's exactly what ended up happening. So
Interesting situation that I was doing today. I was, watch a bit of a lazy day. Was watching football, kind of, focusing. My football team just sucks. So I stopped. Both my fantasy football team and my actual football team that I cheer for suck. So like I just really had a lot of time to just figure out the best moves I can make to secure a win in rivalry week. Like I said the last podcast, like this rival dates back 28 years. Like this is crazy. This is probably the biggest rivalry in the league. So I go and I'm looking at this Justice Anunin guy all day long. I'm like, but if you look at the Yahoo chat, it's like a cesspool of just people pissed off about Georgiev and like how this guy has not gotten a start all season long, and they're like, just start this guy, just start, because he was actually a pretty good backup last year for Colorado in very limited fashion. But this whole chat was just like mad about this Justus Anunin guy, and so I just had my eye on it, and then the goalie post, like the goalie post on Twitter that I've mentioned in the past, where you could set your notifications on and then they announce on the start. Apparently that got shut down for like the last 3 days, and it's not working right now. So I was just like refreshing my page for this goalie. But like, is this guy starting? And then it got to the point where I'm like, man, I don't want to be looking at my phone all day. Like I got a kid, and I don't want to be on my phone looking for this Justus Newton dude to get the start because I wanted to nab him. So I ended up picking up Vivek or whatever, Vivek Vanacek, and then I was like, as a secure, like I had 2 ads left, and I was like, oh, I'm only going to use one. I had to drop a prominent player that I drafted, Logan Thompson. You got to do it, and I had to pick up Justice Anunin, and I kind of exchanged Vanacek as soon as I got the word that Anunin started, plugged him in the lineup, and got the win. And then, but another interesting thing with that chat thing is, there was people like doing puns or whatever. And then I wrote, because everyone was all pissed about Georgiev getting the starts all the time and whatever. I wrote in the chat, I've never send the messages in those chats. I just look at what people are saying sometimes. And I wrote, justice for Noonan. And I got like, I think 20, 25 likes on it, like immediately. It was pretty funny.
Big time.
Yeah, no, it's good. I secured my win. If I didn't do that, it would have actually still been pretty close, though, right? Like Dossal
Definitely.
Dossal was looking like
Well, how many points? How many points did he get?
I think he ended up with 18. Or
He
Noonan
still would have won. Yeah, if you didn't pick
20.
up a Noon,
He got 20 points.
he still would have won.
Yeah, I still would have won. But at a certain point, man, like Dossal was heading in into the third period with a shutout. Right, so I was like, okay, I would need to be at least 6 points above you. I was thinking, but third period ended up. It's kind of why I'm wearing an LA Kings jersey today, Andre. If you missed the start, when you missed the start of the podcast, I explained because they got me the win.
I figured that's
Yeah.
why I was in the comments on that.
I wasn't wearing a shirt, so I was like, oh, I'll look at my jerseys in here, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that just goes to show that, like, especially, it was kind of funny. Braden and I were chatting about this earlier. It's like, these early wins mean just as much as the wins right before the playoffs, right? If you put yourself to a position where you can sacrifice a player to get a W, like it's worth it in the end. And I think that was kind of like something I thought about last year, and I was like, oh, but I don't want to give them my good players that I've drafted so many good players last year, and you don't want to give them up because you don't want to lose them. But if it's costing you wins to not drop those players, like that's you got to make those tough decisions. And
that's what I had to do with Logan Thompson today. Obviously, Logan Thompson isn't a world beater by any means, but I did draft him as my second goaltender. But I just had to, make the call on that. And I'm happy I did it, because if I didn't, I would have won anyways in hindsight, but I secured it. It would have been a lot more crazy. I think the matchup was close up until the third period when
the matchup.
Like Ryan Strome scored a goal for me, and he was just a guy that I plugged into the lineup.
That's what did it.
Mm-hmm. And then I did, whatever. I won't even mention the Mintukin guy. I didn't technically even have to drop Logan Thompson, but no,
you're doing it to secure the win, right?
Yeah, and I'm happy about it, and I got that rivalry secured. If I had enough time, I would have looked back and gone over everyone's all-time records. I started doing it, and I started with our matchup. I did get our matchup all-time across 8 or 6, 7 years or whatever. What do you think it is? Including tonight.
I don't even... Wait, how? Like, let me think. It's probably...
Okay, I'll give you the games. 9 total games and 2 playoff games.
9 total games, 2 playoff games. 1-1 in the playoffs. And probably 5-4 in the regular season.
I am, or you are?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, we did have a tie, remember?
Oh, yeah, right. Tie.
Yeah.
4-4-1 and 1-1 in the playoffs.
Okay, we're 6. I'm 6 now after tonight. I'm 6, 2, and 1, and then we're 1-1 in the playoffs.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I should probably have known that. My hockey showings haven't been that great in the last couple of years. So.
The year 1 win in the playoffs, I looked at it. It sent you to the finals, and it was like I scored 500 points and you scored 520 points. Like, I remember that being a heartbreak for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a crazy matchup. Yeah. But I had to dig deep not really that deep actually, but I wish I had more chance to do all of you guys' matchups. But I did look at that one, and should almost have we
can do one right now. Dash one and fly hammer's all-time record before today was 0-0.
You're right. We
We've
can
done
do
two
one.
of them
Yeah,
now.
yeah, you're right. Right on, though. It was definitely, that was a fun matchup. I had to basically, really dig in deep for that. I had a lot of time on my hands today, and then I figured it out. I had 2 ads to make. And that's what I mean. Like, I like to have spots on my roster where I can fluctuate guys in and out. Like, at least 1, 2, if you can do it, to have 2. But, yeah. You'll end up losing good guys, though.
You need that flexibility. I'll say that I got quote unquote lucky with a couple of injuries that allowed me to pick up players at opportune times, so I never had to make those commitments.
Yeah.
And then this is I guess a little kind of pseudo tip for everyone is I set my lineup as soon as I was able to do that. I set my lineup for the weeks or for the 2 days in advance.
Yeah.
Knowing that on Saturday I was going to have a full roster.
Mm-hmm.
So I had players in my IR for yesterday and today, both that shouldn't have been, but because I didn't have to make any roster moves, it still was okay. And so it's it's kind of like a little tip is set your lineups and start thinking about little things like that to get ahead. So,
and off days
the problem
too.
Is then, the problem is then if Dostal didn't start, then I would have to drop 2 guys instead of dropping just 1 in order to pick up.
Well, that's what
backup.
My whole Vanacek. That's why I was like, okay, I'm just going to do the whole Vanacek ad if Noonan starts, drop, because then that puts Vanacek on the waivers if Dostal doesn't start and you're scrambling for a goaltender. Right?
If you add a drop in the same day, guy goes back to free agency.
Oh,
I was thinking that.
Oh,
I
really?
think
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, I thought I was playing a little bit more checkers there, but whatever. I got the win, and you know what, Andre? In all seriousness, it was a great battle, right to the end, and we both put our best foot forward. And you can't be mad. I wouldn't have been I would have been upset if I lost, but I wouldn't. It was just a great matchup, and you got to be happy for that, right?
Well, and it's kind of what I'm saying. This is what fantasy's all about. Get close matchups. It's all about the entertainment in the end, and it was an entertaining week. And I'm not that sad about this week at all for fantasy because I'm beating Yags in our dynasty football league. First place Yags is in first place there, and I'm currently in the lead for that matchup, and I'm beating the first place team in our League of Butt Munch as well. So
perfect. There you go. Yeah. So you're
2 more fantasy this week.
My undefeated dynasty wagon's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Right on.
Hopefully.
Okay, so let's just go over the top 10 fantasy players of the week first before we head into our matchups next week. So these are actually technically don't count today's stats with me and Jaeger found that out, but we'll just still go over them just to give shout outs to guys if we haven't already. Sam Reinhart from Pickle Peppers, 66.75 leads the way. Nico Heischer, Aho, let's go, 65 points. Anton Londell, 61.5, Dash 1. Vincent Trocek, Rototiller, 55 points. Tom Wilson, The Dust Show, 50 points. Nikita Kucherov, 49. Artemi Panarin, 48. Evgeny Malkin, Sam Bennett, Drake Batherson, Nathan McKinnon. Stellar performances from those guys. And Josh Norris popped off randomly, finally again.
Yeah, almost forgot about him.
Yeah. Ottawa had a good week this week in goals. I think they had a game that was 8-7, though. Oh, you didn't even go over your new name yet, Andre. It's you changed it from Bows and Hoes to Hipsters and Hoes. Obviously, as we Jaeger and I like to always mention your picks as hipster style picks, which you still probably don't understand. But I mean,
I don't get it, but I'll roll with it. don't even care.
It actually, I think it came from Brandon originally, and I just like the term. It's guys that you think that are gonna pop off, and they just never do. Like Clyde's Edward-Helaire in fantasy football. That's a hipster pick.
Dude, he's back.
No, he was ill. He was ill. Didn't he not start today?
He didn't start today.
No.
Oh, I just seen him on the trending.
Yeah. No, he.
Trending list. I'm like, oh, is he back?
Kareem Hunt looks good there. Anyway,
He's only 25.
Shut up, Andre.
Still go off.
Great
Corey Davis.
You know what's funny though is I was thinking about this today. Is Sam Darnold
might be the greatest.
he actually might be the greatest after all.
Yeah.
Ultimate hipster pick.
See, I knew the whole time.
I knew the whole time.
No, you didn't. I knew.
Anyways, we're fantasy hockey boys, so we'll just
dial back in.
We'll dial back in. Goaltenders, top goaltenders. Philip Gustafson for Dash 1 led the way with 60.25 points. Woo! Joel Hofer on the free agency right now. He's on waivers right now. Someone dropped him. Who dropped him? Was it Larry Love?
Dropped by keeper hardly knower. Also dropped by Rotiller earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean, him and Bennington are in a somewhat of a timeshare, aren't they?
Yeah, but wouldn't you still want to be one of the owners? Like if I had Bennington, if I was West Coast Express, he's got Bennington, I'd be picking up Hofer, right? Wouldn't you want to?
There are teams in this league where I just I don't know how they're running with just one goalie. I just find it such an important thing to have, at least 2 good starters.
Yeah, but you don't want to have 4.
Oh, I like having 4.
No, I don't, because because there's always a backup willing to start.
Yeah, but now I don't have to worry about it. I just cycle through.
I mean, we all got our own things or whatever. Our way we do.
Oh yeah, I know. I was gonna say, if anyone wants a goalie, I got 4. So if you want a goalie, hit me up.
16-team league.
If anybody wants a goalie, I have Alex Gorgiev available.
Yeah.
My strategy with the 4 goalies was I was gonna have 4, and then I was gonna wait for the top 3 to kind of make their way to the top, and probably just drop or try to trade the other one.
Super hipster move.
Super hipster. I know.
Okay, so the next 2 most important goaltenders on this list, obviously Igor Shesterkin, 52.75, and Kevin Lankinen, 48 points. Right away when I didn't get Arthur Shelovs in the draft, I went right to Lankinen because I knew it'd be a split timeshare. I have Thatcher Demko as well, right, on the IR. I knew it would be a split time, but Kevin Lankinen has looked like the only goaltender. Arthur Shelovs does not look great to start the year. So I'm really liking this Lankinen guy. And I think
the future.
29-year-old Kevin Lankinen, goaltender of the future.
Thanks, man. Breakout season loading.
Yeah. Alex Lyon, Rototiller, 47 points. Jake Ottinger, 42.
Picked him off waivers too, just like yesterday or 2 days ago or something.
Yeah, I find that teams are like resting goaltenders a little bit more this year, eh? Other than if you're Avalanche, it's a lot more backups playing early. Like Jake.
Well, yeah, I mean it's kind of why I'm stoked to have Dostal because he's kind of like the guy there, and you just don't see that so much anymore. So I got Dostal and Vasilevsky, who just seem to be workhorses, and that's not that common anymore.
And it was so hard. I had to watch that. I was watching that Canucks Lightning game. You had Vasilevsky and Besser just kept shooting the puck, and I was just like stop Besser, just giving him more points, and then even the next game when Besser scored, I was like. I was happy, but I was like, man, stop.
When I saw Vasilevsky versus the Canucks, I was like, do I start him? Should I start him?
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. And Ilya Sorokin from Jaeger, 41.75. Jacob Markstrom, 41 points for seeing them. Jacob Markstrom, I was just mentioning about the goaltenders kind of splitting starts. Jake Allen technically the backup. Apparently, he's really good for Aho this year. Aho decided to draft Jake Allen, and he's getting lots of starts with the New Jersey Devils. You think that it would?
He was getting lots of starts with Montreal too.
Yeah, he's a good. He reminds me a lot of Brian Elliott. Remember Brian Elliott?
Dependable backup.
The Fitzpatrick of the NHL.
Yeah.
I was going to mention Sorokin on there. He's on the top goalies of the week list, despite being the backup in New York right now.
Are they starting Varlamov? Crazy?
Varlamov has started more games than Sorokin this year.
What's going on, Lou?
They're I don't know what's happening because Varlamov lets in 5 goals every game, and Sorokin plays well whenever he's given the chance, but they still go back to Varlamov.
Makes no sense.
One of the many things that's got me miffed to start the season out.
Islanders are such a weird team. They're just so weird.
It's Lou still thinks it's 2001.
Yeah.
The last time I checked my clock, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But maybe it's out.
Sergei Bobrovsky, good. We don't have to keep going down the list here, but we'll head into the matchups or the standings. We got to go over the standings. We're 2 weeks in.
No, they haven't updated yet.
Oh right, yeah. Don't go over the standings then.
We kind of talked about either you're 2-0, 1-1, or 0-2.
Yeah, you can figure it out from there. Week 3. You guys take it away with this first matchup.
Yeah. So another bonus reason, I guess, of having Andre on today is he played Braden last week. He's playing me this week. I gotta right the ship here. Not looking good over in my neck of the woods right now. I have zero faith in my team to pull this off.
Yeah, I mean, you got a solid team, and sometimes you just got to make those hipster picks to pull out the wins. So I think the hipsters and hoes, the newly branded hipsters and hoes, the guys, there's a lot of contributors on my team, and I think there's still some people that are going to pull up their socks. So I think we're starting to see guys settle into their roles and give it 100%. Get pucks deep, and it's going to be a good matchup. So,
yeah, I think it's going to be a close one again for sure. I mean, it's really going to suck if Jaeger ends up being 0-3. Start off season.
It'll be hilarious.
Start the season.
Be hilarious when it happens.
Yeah.
When it happens, it's happening.
That'll be crazy after the whole rebuild situation last year and things. Your team is 100% way better than last year on paper, but it's just not clicking right now. But Andres, I've liked what Andres have done the first 2 weeks. I liked his team versus me. Andres rolling. I know he's just 1-1, but he's starting to roll, and he's got his mind into it. Like he said, you got to be on your mind from the start of the season now. 16 teams, everyone's buying in. You got to really be on the roll, and Jaeger, you got to pull up your socks, man. This is a must win for you. That being said,
this team stinks. My season's over.
So, as the
already here for fire sale, Yags team.
Yep.
Yeah, fire sale.
Trade refused.
Yeah.
Gently used Alex Gorgiev.
Okay, boys, who do you got?
Andre.
I mean, I guess I'll have to take Jaeger. I'm not allowed to. Well, I guess there's three.
There's three of us.
Still pick myself. That means Braden's got to take.
I'm taking Yags. I was taking Yags all the way through. I think he's going to right the ship.
Foolish mistake.
Yeah, Andre put a lot of effort into trying to beat me last week, so I think he's going to have a bit of a hangover heading into the to week 1, and he's going to take Yags a little lightly. I'm just.
No.
It's hard to make that prediction when you're sitting right in front of me. But
Well, you gotta predict somebody to lose when they're sitting right in front of you in this week.
Yeah, exactly. So, actually, I just hope you guys have a nice, fun matchup. No hard feelings, and maybe end in a tie.
No.
A tie would be a great way for this game.
It would be a great way. I don't mind ties at all. Wins are better though, so go out there and get the dub.
Yeah.
But yeah, guaranteed it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be probably gonna be close again. Whenever you have people that want to win, it's gonna be close.
Right on. Yeah. I guess I forgot to do it, but I was going to ask one of you guys. You guys want to rip off a quick ad read for A&W? Obligation. Andre, you had A&W today?
Oh yeah. All I could say is it was pretty windy and pretty cloudy, and I just didn't want to make myself lunch, and I just thought, what's the best thing I can do right now? And I thought, I gotta get the burger gods and the hockey gods on my side. So went down to A&W, got myself a couple buddy burgers, and just to take the edge off of the old hunger, the old belly, and I thought maybe that would put things in the right light. They didn't work out for me, but that doesn't mean it won't work for you. So head out to your local A&W and get the hockey gods and the A&W gods on your side.
Yep, and of course, like our competition this year, score as much points, win as much games, boys, and win those Canucks tickets to San Jose Sharks. I believe it's like March 17th or something.
I think it's April.
April, whatever. It's one of the last games of the season. Head on and secure those tickets, boys, and buy your A&W. All right. Andre, you sticking around? Yeah, you're going to bed? All right, buddy. Thanks for hopping on.
No problem. Hopefully we'll catch you guys on some more of these.
Yeah, right on. Perfect.
Yeah.
Later.
Have a good evening and bad luck this week.
Yep, right back at you.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye. All right, boys. Thanks, Andre, for showing up on the pod tonight. That's good. Our first guest of the season, brought to you by A&W. Anyways, glad we got rid of that loser, eh?
Oh yeah. What a loser. The guy stands no chance.
I guess we'll just continue on the matchups. Next matchup, Ado Regretskis versus Dirty Dancers. Really not much to go over this one. Hopefully we see a bit of better effort out of Dirty Dancers here, but I'm going to be putting my best foot forward here, and I'm going to take the dub here easily. Nice to settle down after the first 2 weeks and take this dub, easy dub.
Yeah, I should be picking Dirty Dancers. It's very tough to do so. I don't like his odds this week. But in the spirit of picking opposites, I'm going to go Dirty Dancers. He finds a way. You've had some tough... You got the wins, but it's been tough wins to start out the year. I think it starts to wear on you. Might be this is a trap game, too.
It's a trap game, yeah.
Like you said,
true.
I got the easy win. You fall into that lull, and he comes back, and he's just... And we've seen it before, where it's like, Dirty Dancers team looks like shit, and then he just rips like a 500.
Yeah.
That could be due for one of those as well.
Does worry me a bit. It could be closer than I think. Especially if he listens to this podcast and hears us chirp, and maybe he'll start getting things into gear. But yeah, he does have some bangers on his team, some guys that will score goals and things like that. So, but I think all in all, I think I should be able to pull out this one.
Matchup number 3, the next one on the board. The new hot shot in the league, Dash 1,
Yeah.
Goes up against Rototiller this week.
Rototiller was already chirping. Did you see that in the chat?
I've already seen it, yeah.
Yeah, he was...
Not really sure what he said.
He was... let me see if I can whip her up here. I think he said something about... dash one. Good as can be, but you're a wannabe. Now gonna face the Rototiller. Damn.
Gotta love him talking about himself in the third person. Rototiller trademark.
Yeah, no doubt. I think they had a little bit of... what did Dash One did say something, didn't he? I thought he did. Never mind. Maybe I was wrong. But
I think it's better. I think it's better if you don't.
Yeah.
Don't encourage him.
Yeah, don't encourage. Well, I mean, I love to see it. But anyways, does Rototiller? This is the storyline here. Does Rototiller humble the new hotshot in the league, Dash One? You know, you had the young calves here, Dash One. Now you get the old bull.
I guess you do, yeah.
So this is where we're at here. Dash One, this young hotshot kid rolls into this league. We like to, go a little bit easy on the expansion team, set them up for a nice 2 easy dubs off the top here. And now week 3, it's kind of time for, okay, can you take down Rototiller? If you can take down Rototiller, that's your number one, that's your first test. And we're sick.
This is a big test for him. He's got to... I don't know. I'm gonna go Dash One. He's just looked. They're both 2-0, but Dash One has just looked so much better in those 2 wins than Rototiller's. Rototiller's just been churning by, where Dash One has been running up the score and looking damn good while doing it. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Dash One here.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, Rototiller has had 2 easy matchups to go ahead. Lower on the point total. I think week 1 actually scored a fair amount of points compared to the rest of the league, but still, I mean, he's 2-0. It's a battle between 2-0 teams, and but like I said, I'm gonna have to go to Rototiller just because you got to go with the veteran guy, man. He's been around the league a long time. Rototiller's been around the league a long time. Not as long as some of us, like me and you, but he was, I think, only one year after we started the league. I didn't realize how long he's been in the league, Rototiller, and so he's a veteran guy, and he's ready to serve some humble pie to Dash One this week. I'm taking Rototiller, buddy. Let's go.
Next one here, we got 2 1-1 teams. Mariners Millions, the Dust Show.
Two guys coming off of great wins.
Yeah, they went and they pulled out wins last week, which you like to see for those guys. And this will be a good one. This will be pretty darn close, I think. I think both teams are pretty similar as far as strength. Mm-hmm. So far, at least. Mm-hmm. And I think, it'll go right down to the wire.
Yeah, no doubt. I could just flip a coin at who's going to win here. But I'm going to do this just because you lost to him. I'm going to make you have to pick him because I'm taking Mitchell Marner's Millions. He's listening to the podcast. I know that for sure. And he's listening to us chirp his team a little bit here and there. And I think I got to go on his side a bit here and take Mitchell Marner Millions. I'm starting to believe. Starting to see some belief there.
Yeah, it's a flip a coin kind of matchup. I'm going to go to the Dust Show because it'll look better for me if I lost to him, if he wins next week as well. So I'm going to go with that, but this will be a close matchup. I think it's kind of tough to pick who's going to win this one. I think they're pretty close to each other, I think, as far as team strength goes.
Yeah, no doubt. Next matchup, you got Macolanta versus Sedin in Limbo. This one might be a pretty decent team too. Both teams very similar out of the gate as far as draft capital. Projected to be sort of a rebuild year, but you know what? They're both 1-1. I think it's also gonna. I think the edge in strength of roster probably goes to seed in limbo, but McElantern's got that championship pedigree to him, and this is why I just think it's going to be another close matchup, just like the Dutch Show Mars Millions, maybe a little bit lower scoring than that matchup. I took the last one first. You take the next one.
And I'm going to go with the defending champ. I think that experience in a close matchup like this, I think that does count for something. I'm going to go McElantern to his loss was against Aho, which anybody could have lost to.
Yeah.
So I think he gets back going and takes it over Sedin this week.
Yeah. I'm going to go, obviously, Sedin in limbo. Got to spice her up. I like that Sedin in limbo took down keeper hardly know her. That was kind of a surprising situation. So maybe Sedin in limbo seems a little bit better than I originally projected. And I'm taking Sedin in limbo for sure here. Next matchup. West Coast Express and Keeper Hardly Know Her. 2 0-2 teams. One team is going to win a game.
Unless it ends in a tie.
Both teams need a win badly. Keeper Hardly Know Her. Rough kind of start to the year considering his draft capital. West Coast Express. Just rough start just in general. I'm taking Keeper Hardly Know Her here. He's going to right the ship here, and I'm forcing you to take Gator.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to take him, but
No, this is what we got going. So, yeah, you took the first projection pick, so this matchup, so I get it on the next one. So yeah, I'm going Gator. I think he wakes up, he figures out what he's got to do, and he comes back and he gets a win and he gets himself right back into it. I mean, keeper's beatable, I think. Obviously, by the 0-2 start, I think he's beatable. Maybe Gator will get in there and he'll pull it off.
Gator needs a scat, you punk ass bitch.
yeah. Right on. Next matchup, we got Larry Love versus Aho. Let's go. Aho, let's go. Obviously, off to a very strong 2-0. Definitely the leader of the points for the extra draws for the Canucks tickets. He actually lives at the coast, and he is a Canucks fan, so this is probably something he is actually really gunning for. And he's going to have a great opportunity to get it because he is just going mad on the league right now. We talk about Dash 1 being the hot shot of the league. The hot shot of the league is always Aho, and it always will be. It seems like
never isn't.
Yeah. He's just going hard, and Larry Love, things are not looking that great for Larry Love. Obviously 0-2 start. Should be an easy cleanup for Aho. Let's go, but you get the first projection here, buddy.
Sorry, you were cutting out there a bit.
Oh, I said yeah, you go ahead.
This it's an uphill battle for Larry Love for sure. I mean, he hasn't had the greatest start to the season. Well, has had the greatest start to the season. So, predicting, I'm going Aho. He's too good right now. I don't see a very likely path for Larry Love to pull this one out.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. If I was a betting man, I'd definitely go Aho, but for the sake of the show, baby, I'm taking the underdog here. Larry Love. Let's go.
Yeah, boy. Can't back out.
Can't back out of the deal. So, Larry Love. Let's go. Show him. Show him wrong. Show this league. Show this league that you're ready to step up to the plate.
Well, that's another soundbite I have to find of Michael Irvin on one of those ESPN talk shows. Just like
No one believes in you. What are you gonna do about it?
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that would be a good soundbite.
Yeah, that's good. For situations like this, we need
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. I'll have to write that down. Yeah, I don't have a pen right now, but yeah. Right on. Next matchup, we got Pickle Peppers versus Fly Hammer. Pickle Peppers 2-0 versus the Fly Hammer 1-1. Fly Hammer off of a rough game. Coming in versus Pickle Peppers, one of the veterans of the league. If Flyhammer can start to figure things out, he's got a shot here. Obviously, I don't think his roster's too bad. It can that he doesn't have a shot. Like, he's not the worst roster in the league. I think he just needs to figure out his adding and circulating guys into his roster, grabbing backup goaltenders when they're start kind of situation. But I'm liking Flyhammer is clearly, he's active in the league and he's clearly looking to get better. And I like having him in the league so far, and it's this is kind of a show me what you got here matchup versus Pickle Peppers. And Pickle Peppers, I mean, he's steady Eddie here, boys. He's got the Sidney Crosby on his team, as he is every year. And Flyhammer, yeah, I just, in all likelihood, Pickle Peppers probably takes it, but you'll probably be surprised about my prediction. But I'm taking old Uncle Ronnie here. I'm thinking he pulls off the upset. We need a nice, solid upset, and I got my first prediction. I got to take the prediction first this round, and I'm gonna go off the beaten path, and I'm gonna take Flyhammer to take the win here.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a good matchup. I mean, Flyhammer does have a win, so he has figured out how to win. I mean, obviously, as he gets further into the season, I think he'll figure more things out. But since you picked him, I'm going to go with Pickle Peppers to win this week. Just Peppers always consistent, always putting up good numbers. Always a good team. You never go wrong picking Pickle Peppers. Well,
No.
Sometimes you do, but most of the time you don't. He's usually a pretty good team, and I got him with a win this week.
Yeah, definitely Pickle Peppers. Any given matchup, he's got a chance, even if it's versus Otto, right? I mean, obviously our biggest storyline 2 years ago was Pickle Peppers taking down Aho in round 1 of the playoffs. Absolutely incredible.
Around there.
And we'll be bringing that up for the next 20 years. How crazy that was.
We'll never forget about it.
Yeah. But so that's why Pickle Peppers, any given matchup it's an easy one to take. Not an easy one, but it's you can't go wrong taking them. But yeah, no, that was the matchups, boys. I guess we'll do a little puck doku or what? What else we got? I think that's it.
I don't think we got much else. Oh, this is another one of those decade ones.
All right.
So on our horizontal rows, we got the 2000s. So I had to play for said team in the 2000s. Our next horizontal category is the 2010s. So you played for that team in the 2010s. And the last one is the 2020s. So I had to play for one of those teams in the 2020s. The vertical rows, so the teams are Nashville, Anaheim, and Montreal.
Okay.
You want to go first, buddy?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll take from Nashville into 2000s. Let's go with Solzer. I forget his first name. Alexander, yeah.
I'll give you that one. Alex Solzer. I'll give you that one.
Baby. Let's go.
That was pretty good.
I've used it before though.
I do remember you using him before.
I think it was Nashville Canucks is what it was.
Something like that. I'm going to go Montreal 2020s. I'm going to go Brett Kulak.
I'm going to go Ducks, 2000s, Andy McDonald. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, not bad. Where am I going to go next? It's so weirdly wide open with these decade ones. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's they should go back to having like the classic games.
Yeah.
Where it's like
I
teams.
go Montreal 2010s. I go Alex Semin.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I have to put Alex in.
You search Semin, yeah. What? Oh, they have his name spelt Russian way.
Yeah, that threw me off. Weird, I couldn't find him.
Let's go 2010, 2011. 2020 to 2020s. I'm gonna go friend of the show, Luke Shen, Anaheim Ducks. Oh, he was in the 2019. Shit.
I don't remember him playing for Anaheim.
Yeah, he was. That's where Canucks claimed him off waivers.
Did he play a game for them? Or?
Yeah, he did. Maybe six games.
No, that's weird. I don't remember that. You should keep up on where Luke Shen is at. Where are we gonna go here? Nothing's screaming to me here. Guess I'll go Nashville 2010. So I'm gonna go Drew Stafford.
No, he was 2000s.
I could have sworn he was there after.
No. I'm gonna go. Let's go 2000s Montreal Canadiens. I'm gonna go with Josh Georges. I'm surprised that was only 0.4, but I guess there's better players for sure.
I think it was more of a 2010s guy. Like, that's where I would have thought of him first, but I guess he must have played in like 09 or something.
Yeah.
It's way too wide open with these decade things. Like, I think of players, but it's like how rare do I want to go?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for another shot. This guy might have not played a regular season game with them, but Nashville 2010's Keith Ollie.
No.
He must have not gotten a game with him.
Okay, I'll do Anaheim Ducks 2010s. I'll do Luke Shen. Not a very good board for us.
No, I just kept trying to take shots. I'm still looking up Drew Stafford because I don't believe.
I'm 100% it was 2000s.
He never played for Nashville.
Oh, no, you're thinking of Derek Legwand. Is that who you're thinking of?
No, I was thinking Drew Stafford. It's David Legwand, but no, I wasn't thinking of.
Oh.
He seems like a Nashville guy.
He does seem like a Nashville guy, doesn't he?
Like, you didn't blink an eye when I said.
No, I didn't. I 100% thought that was for sure because I just for some reason I picture him with a Nashville Predators.
I can see him.
Yeah,
Predators jersey. I don't know why.
Like the baby shit yellow Predators jersey.
Yeah.
Right on.
No, it would have been newer than that. The baby shit was like 2004.
Yeah. Well, they brought it back though.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Same tone.
Yeah.
I think 2004 was that, and then they had the Dallas Stars Mooterist jerseys too.
Yeah.
Great time for hockey jerseys.
Yeah, awesome time for hockey jerseys. Right on, boys. I think this is another podcast. Catch us on all your listening networks and whatever, and then peace out, and yeah, hopefully, it's a good time.
See ya next time.
Thank you for listening to the Burger Boys Fantasy Network. Catch us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.